Hello and welcome live here on CROW LAX TV. My name is Aiden Bolsgard and we are set for today's rivalry matchup. It's the St. Albert Crude visiting the home side Fort Saskatchewan Rangers. Rebels, my bad, hot hockey on the brain. We're just getting set here for the opening face-off of this contest. Each team now ready at the center dot. We're almost set. Starting goaltenders in this one for St. Albert. They have the AP between the pipes. It's Carson Mortel starting for them today. And on the Rebels side, looks to be the man wearing the 3-7, Jacob McGilvery, for the Rebels. It was Fort Saskatchewan that took the win in St. Albert in the last matchup between these two sides. And now we're underway to see who's going to take it this time around. The Rebels, they come away with it to start this game. Rebels take a big shot. They score right off the bat. One shot, one goal. Call that a hot start for the Rebels. It's Fraser Barrett that buries that one for them. And Fort Saskatchewan, exactly the start that they were looking for in this one. Be sure to get your CROW LAX TV 50/50 tickets. You can scan that QR code in the bottom right of your screen right now or go to our socials at CROW LAX TV on Instagram and X. Make sure you get them, though. Season's winding down here, and you don't want to miss another chance to take home a win. The Rebels win another face-off here and get right back on the offensive grind. 19:35 to go in this first period. Already with the 1-0 lead, this ball gets fed deep inside. And the outside shot there, and the nice save by Mortel on the shot from Reed Lowe. Ball comes out loose, and Lowe going to recover it for the Rebels. Fresh 30 for them as they continue the attack. Baker, he's got it now from the outside, and another stop by Mortel there, and he catches that rebound. So going to start with this ball in his own crease and feeds that one all the way out left to the newfound captain for the Crude. It's Tate Wedman. Of course, one of the star players of the Crude, Josh Fodchuk, sent through the trade pipeline, and now getting to where the sea is Mr. Wedman himself. Shot misses the net and goes high into the ceiling. So ball forcefully turned over to the Rebels, and Matthew Vetch going to pick that one up and move that ahead. Tried to find Kohut, but the ball comes out loose, and the Crude quickly pick that one back up, and Runco now steps across the blue line. Going to spin back here and drop that off for his offense as they get back out on the floor. Elliott, he's got it now along the left side. Elliott looking from the outside. Let's a big shot. Go, he scores! Liam Elliott gets the Crude tied up in this contest. 1-1 is your score. 18:43 to go in this first period. Explore Fort Saskatchewan. Discover a place where family fun meets opportunity. Visit their historic downtown, scenic parks, and river valley. Work in a thriving community. Play where every moment is memorable. Visit, work, and play in Fort Saskatchewan. We get set for another draw here at center. It's a tie lacrosse game as the Crude going to win their first face-off of this contest. Tate Wedman, he's going to throw that one down to the right corner now. It's going to be the Rebels who are able to recover it quickly back in their own zone. Davin Bajma, he's got it now as he moves that across half for Fort Saskatchewan. Bajma looked for a lane there, had to pull that one away, and now feeds that one off. Simonson pass that off, but the Rebels still with possession. Kohut, a nice spin move. Tried to make his way inside, but now going to move back outside the 24. Pass that off, and a big shot there from the outside by Reed Lowe. Stopped up by Mortel. So the first shot, first goal by the Rebels, but Mortel seems to be settling in to this contest now. Tough as an AP to step in between the pipes. You are on an island there. It's not the same as substituting in as a player. You got the support of your teammates as Mortel does as well, but everybody knows that being a goaltender, it's just as much of a mental game as it is the physical. Nonetheless, the Rebels move that ball up the floor thanks to the goaltender, McGilvery. He finds Dylan Pook, who gets this ball in along the right side. Tried to feed his man in all alone in the middle. Streaming through there was Carter McAdam, but ball snagged out of the air by Mortel, and the Crude back on the attack now. Austin Wells, he fed that one into the middle there and almost found the stick of Smith, but ball came out to the boards, and now it's loose across half. The Rebels going to be in a race for it. Matthew Vetch looks like he's going to be the first one to the ball here. Has it in the left corner now. Getting some pressure from the defense, but has pulled this above the rag line and able to pass it off now to Baker. Baker looking for an option now. He's got it from the outside. Not afraid to shoot from the outside either is Baker, but he'll pass it off. Now 18 seconds to go. A shot from the outside. It's rolling on the line, and the Crude keep that one out of the net, but Baker able to recover it for the Rebels, trying to spin off two men now. Baker still with the ball, sends a low shot in there, and a nice save by Mortel, who I don't think saw that one, but that's why positioning ever so important as a goaltender. But the Rebels recover again. Alex Zorniak has it now as Fort Saskatchewan starts with another fresh 30. Zorniak still with the ball here. Rebels trying to trick the defense of the Crude outside now. Baker lets it rip, and that's a save. Another rebound chance. They score. The Rebels put that one away on the quick little rebound opportunity. It looked to be Dylan Pook who put that one away for Fort Saskatchewan, and they regain the lead now 2-1 with 16:35 to go in this opening frame. At Vimy Lacrosse, excellence is the standard. Led by some of the province's most decorated and experienced instructors, they are dedicated to molding well-rounded student athletes. Vimy Lacrosse is the fusion of sport, academics, and personal growth. Unleash your potential with Vimy Lacrosse. Explore the academy by visiting vimyedmonton.ca/lacrosse. We are back underway. It's Fort Saskatchewan that has the ball now. Dylan Pook pulls that ball out right, gets below the blue line now, and goes back up high for Jackson Kohut. Kohut going to feed that one off to the left now. Finds McAdam. McAdam into the middle there, and a nice right elbow save by Mortel. And a rebound chance for the Rebels, and that one misses the net and goes into the ceiling. So the forceful turnover to the men in white, and that's the St. Albert Crude Lacrosse Club as they'll look to go on offense once again. Tate Wedman, he's got it. Going to slow up with it above the blue line and now pass that one off nicely there for Jolivet. Jolivet fed that over there, and a shot from the outside by Austin Wells goes wide and now across half, and they're saying that one bumped by the Rebels, so no over and back violation going to be called. The Crude thought that was going to be the case, though, so little slow to pick up the ball, but now step across half, and that's going to expire the shot clock. Miller Scrimshaw sliding in on his man there, and the Rebels get the ball back now as Jackson Baker going to bring this one across half. Baker pulls that one out right, looking for an option now. Going to move exactly towards the point. Feed that one down low. Quick shot there, and that one stopped up by Mortel on the chance from Cale Owen. Owen now pursuing on the forecheck, and the Crude just going to throw that down the floor, and it's going to be recovered quickly by the Rebels as Vetch now tried to pass that one ahead to Zorniak, wide at his stick, and now brought back by the Crude. They're moving out of their own zone. It's a stretch pass. That pass going to miss here as well. Both teams don't got the passes dialed in the last 30 seconds at least. 15 minutes to go in this first period as the Rebels coming across half once again. Reese Walsh, he's got it. He'll send that one lightly over to Dylan Pook. Pook going to pull that one deep right here as the rest of the offense get out on the floor. Now he'll feed that one off to Jackson Kohut. Kohut trying to pursue and find a lane. Finds one in the middle. Lets that shot go there, and a nice save by Mortel. Ball into the corner, and the Crude going to pick it up in their own zone as they'll pursue across half. That one fed in right in the middle, all alone there, and a nice save. Jacob McGilvery stopping his man in Austin Wells, and it remains a 2-1 lead for the Rebels with 14:25 to go now in the first. Ball fed out high. Simonson, he's got it. Going to bring it below the rag line. Simonson up high. Going to let that shot go there, and a nice save by Mortel. Rebound comes out into the 24. Rolls up high. The Rebels able to recover here once again. Carter McAdam, he's got it. Feeds that one down to the corner. Picked up now by Reed Low. Trying to find a lane. A nice behind the back pass. Gets that one off to Owen. Owen going to let the outside shot rip, and a nice save by Mortel, and he'll recover the rebound this time around. Mortel rocking the wide diamond mesh on that big goalie stick. Not really something I've seen in a long time. We used to call that monster mesh in my day, and it was quite popular, but I got to say, I haven't seen it too much at the junior level, so a little interesting. But Vetch now going to pick it up. He'll be in all alone. Matthew Vetch lets that go, and a nice save by Mortel. I'll stop gabbing about my mesh nerdiness that I used to extremely have back in the day. Nonetheless, the Rebels have it here in the Crude zone. Simonson, he'll pull that one out right for the Rebels. Still with it now, going to bring it a little lower. Simonson feeds that right into the middle. Baker let the weird shot go there. Got on net, but Mortel makes the save as the Crude now looking to break out of their own zone once again. Stopped up right in front of their own bench. Nonetheless, able to get it now, and that's going to be the 8-second violation, and that's the longest 8 seconds I've ever experienced. 13:03 to go in the first period. Zorniak going to feed that one out right now for Dylan Pook, the left-handed shooter. Lets it rip there, and a nice save by Mortel. And the Crude have it now in a direct lane up the floor. So this time able to get across half with plenty of those 8 seconds to burn. Liam Elliott, he's got it. He's already got one in this game. Lets another shot go there, and McGilvery makes a stop. And as long as we're talking about goaltender sticks here, McGilvery kind of rocking the traditional setup as that shot just goes wide of him. The Crude get it in again, and a big shot, and jumping up to make that stop is McGilvery, but the crease violation called regardless, so it would not have counted. But getting it back to McGilvery's stick, it's that traditional setup, just one solid piece of wood bent into the shape of a lacrosse stick, and to me, that's really what looks the best for a goaltender, but I'm still nerding out a little bit over the monster mesh that we're seeing on the other side by Mortel as the Rebels continue to move this one around the offensive zone. Now, a big shot from the outside, and it's actually Teej Brown out there making some moves on the offensive side of the floor. This is the first time I've seen this all season, and a shot from a sharp angle there, stopped up by Mortel, and now the Crude going to look to head up the floor once again and seem to be confused which way they're going here, but a nice spin move there that gets past his man, Reich. He's going to feed that one off as the Crude go to work now. Back up to the point now, Liam Elliott. He's got it. This game remains 2-1 in favor of Fort Saskatchewan with 11:44 to go in the first period. Up to the point now. Another nice spin move, but met by another man there. The Crew going to have to move it to the outside. Only 4 seconds on the shot clock here. Got to let something go in the feed to the middle. Ends up in the corner, and that's going to expire the shot clock. So the Rebels going to be able to pick this one up now and start to move it across half. Jackson Kohut going to be the man who steps across that center line for Fort Saskatchewan. Kohut high outside, going to feed that one down left now. With it, Carter McAdam. McAdam feeds that back over to the right. Rebels continue to move this around. Calix Simonson to the left, and McAdam lets that one go, and a nice stop and a rebound opportunity. That one misses the net, and the Crude pick that up, and now trying to push it with some speed up the floor. Not looking like they're going to stop up, and an outside shot stopped up by McGilvery and out of play. So the Crude are going to get possession back here deep in the Rebels zone, but a good fast break opportunity for them. And the Crude, I think, got to try to capitalize those on the Rebels. You've seen it multiple times this season that the Rebels may be a little bit slow to get back on defense sometimes. That opens up some opportunities. So maybe a little bit of pre-scouting report saying, push the ball up the floor. And that's not a spite at the Rebels. I'm saying this is only about 5% of the time, but in high-level lacrosse like this, you got to take advantage of that 5%. Baker, he's got it now. Pulls this out right at the right wing half boards and going to go all the way back to the top for McAdam and now get the return feed. Baker from the outside. Looked like he was going to let the shot rip. Now nodding his head, trying to get some cutting action going through the center of the offensive zone. Still out in the left corner now. Fraser Barrett gets that ball picked off him as the Crude going to move across half here once again. Knocked to the ground. Pursuit by Matthew Vetch here, the Rebels. Crude, and another hit there as Miller Scrimshaw works on that one, and a loose ball push is what they're calling there, but to my understanding, it was the hit that caused the ball to come loose, so not sure that I agree with that one there. Nonetheless, Crude have it here. Tyson Smith along the outside feeds that one into the middle as the Crude try to break in, they score! With just under 10 minutes to go in the first, the Crude have tied this contest up 2-2. That shot looked in to go in off the stick of Austin Wells. Good for Wells getting on the board, and good for the Crude getting this one tied. The Chaos Junior Lacrosse Club and its franchise, the Southern Alberta Chaos, are excited to announce that they will be hosting the McDonald Cup this year. The 2024 event will be hosted in the Centennial Regional Arena in Brooks, Alberta from August 7th to 11th. After a hiatus of 27 years, the Port Coquitlam Saints in BC successfully hosted the 2023 tournament, where the Cranbrook Black Wolves became the first champions of the rechristened McDonald Cup since 1995. The 8-team event was highly enjoyed by athletes, volunteers, and the numerous lacrosse fans that attended. Please join us this August. For more information, visit mcdonaldcup.ca. Another big save by the Crude goaltender Mortel allows the Crude to head back on offense and try to grab their first lead of this contest. Captain Scrimshaw pursuing out here on Liam Elliott, who's going to pass that off to the right side of the floor. Now cut through the middle there, and that shot missed the net from Tyson Smith and out of play, so forcefully turned over to the Rebels with 9 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first period. This ball moved ahead by Fort Saskatchewan. Kohut down below the blue line now, has it along the right side, going to move towards the point, feeds that into the middle there for Baker, and couldn't be grabbed. Nonetheless, the Rebels do recover, and Reed Lowe has it now behind the net into the middle, trying to find Baker again, but no dice, and a nice running play by Cale Owen there to swipe that over to Kohut, avoiding the over and back. And now Kohut misses the net, and can Owen do it again? No, it's always that second bounce of the ball that makes it run away on you. Feed to the middle now and just over the net, but what an opportunity. And that's it right there, a defensive bobble. But now the Rebels in all alone, they score! Relow gets his first goal of this contest. 8:44 to go in the first. 3-2 now your score in favor of Fort Saskatchewan. They have not trailed at one point of this game. They had the 1-0 lead made 1-1, the 2-0 lead made 2-2, and now it's 3-2. Will we see history repeat itself a third time, or can the Rebels find some insurance as this first period continues to wind down? Simonson going to step in the face-off dot here against Tate Wedman. Ball's going to come out behind Simonson and picked up by the Rebels. It's Bajma that has it now for Fort Saskatchewan. In all alone, he steps in and they're waving it off. Crease violation called against Bajma, and that allows the Crude to move back up the floor. Nolan Reich, he's got it now. Feeds that one low left. Austin Wells with it now for the Crude. He scored the second goal of the contest for him, and now feeds that one into the middle there, and a nice save by McGilvery. Just caught that one off the right elbow. Right idea there on that shot by Jolivet. Jolivet, of course, playing his old team here in the Rebels. Fed ahead now. Vetch in all alone. Vetch, a shot and a save by Carson Mortel. 8:03 to go now in the first. Rebels still lead this one by 1 as the Crude move up the floor again. Oscar Twells steps below the blue line and passes that one back up high for Liam Elliott. Elliott and Wells, the goal scorers so far for the Crude. Elliott out left now, feeds that one high to the point, finds his man in the middle. A quick shot and a nice save by McGilvery. Good opportunity there for Tyson Smith, and now another stretch pass by the Rebels, almost snagged in the stick, and now gathered in, and an outside shot there just goes wide, but a great opportunity for Ashton Johnson, and a great job by him to gather in that pass. I can tell you, folks, I am not skilled enough nor fast enough to have done that myself, so consider me amazed. Liam Elliott in along the left side, brings this one up to the point, gonna let a low shot go from the point, and that one, they're saying, went off of McGilvery and off the board, so Crude gonna get the reset here, but the Rebels now able to pick it up, and Teej Brown getting the wheels moving here. Gets across half, looking for a passing option now, but it's going to bring it below the rag line. Brown got that swiped out of his stick. Now it's going to come away, and here come the Crude back the other way. Lucas Bowie. Bowie in all alone, and a nice save by Carson Mortel. Barely caught that with the stick, but he did. They don't ask how, I'll tell you that many, many times as the Rebels move back into the offensive zone. Baker, he's got it now, moving towards the point, going to feed that one across, trying to find a lane in the middle here is McAdam, and they score! McAdam put that one away. He did find that lane that I was mentioning to you there. And the Rebels indeed do find that cushion, their biggest lead of the game. Now 4-2 over the St. Albert Crude. Wedman set at the center dot once again. Going to take on Fraser Barrett for the Rebels in this center faceoff. Ball comes loose out to the left. Kohut comes in and steals that one away for the Rebels. Now moves it ahead. Tried to find Cale Owen there, but no dice on that pass. The Crude able to pick it up back in their own zone now. Cale Owen still on pursuit, but catches a pick there. And now the Crude able to bring it across half. Parker McConnell stops up with it there and leaves it for Wells. Austin Wells now in along the left, looking to see if he has a lane. Chooses to feed that one up to the point, using the right side of the floor now. Are the Crude? It's an outside shot stopped up by McGilvery. Ball loose right in the middle, and another quick one there by Wells, but that one goes just wide. Coming out loose now. It's going to be a race for the ball. Picked up by Walsh. Walsh kind of in 2-on-1 here, but going to pull this out and wait for his offense to get back out onto the floor. Reese Walsh now going to drop that off for Simonson. 20 seconds to go here on the shot clock for the Rebels. 5:38 to go in this first period. Fed in the middle there for Baker and ends up as a light shot onto Mortel, which he calmly saves and now makes a nice pass ahead, but going to be met quickly there are the Crude. Ball comes back out loose, and the Rebels able to recover on the forecheck. Baker along the right side now. Holding on to it. Getting pressure out high, but Pick comes from Simonson. Baker opens up, lets that shot go, and I think that caught a piece of the butt end of the stick of Mortel, but again, enough to keep it out of the net. Fed over to the left now as the Crude going to move their way back up the floor. They get across half. Rylan Connors. He's got it. Connors finds an option along the right side of the floor there. Finds James. And picked off by the Rebels. And now they're moving back with some speed. Ryan McBride in one-on-one. Finds some space. Let that shot go. And I think it got away from him there. Bounced right in front of Mortel and out of play. So turned over to the Crude. 4:40 to go now in the first. As the Crude head back up the floor once again. Dawson James. He'll leave that one there for Austin Wells. Wells feeds that one back over to the right now. Tyson Smith, he couldn't grab his handle on it, into the Rebels bench and turned over to Fort Saskatchewan. So we get going again. Jackson Kohut brings it across half and moves to his side of the floor. That is the right, as he's a left-handed player in lacrosse. Stick to the middle, always the rule. Quick feed over to Owen there, and a nice stop by Mortel by that big stick once again. Ball fed ahead here. The Crude able to pick it up despite a bit of a bobble. Nolan Reich, he's got it. Gets back high above the blue line and feeds that one over to the left now for Wells. Wells fed that cross floor, did find his man, but stepping back outside of the Crude here once again. Wells, big shot from the outside there and a nice save by McGilvery. Wells tries to pick up the rebound. Battle for it continues here on this loose ball. Crude recover, the captain Wedman. He's got it. 3:44 to go now in the first. Fed back out high now for Liam Elliott. Elliott looking for an option, couldn't get it. Feeds that one out wide now. Belarchuk. His shot knocked away, and now Scrimshaw picks it up for the Rebels, moves across half. He's coming in one-on-one. Scrimshaw trying to find a way inside, spins off. Scrimshaw sends a low shot there, and that one goes high, and a shot into the face of Scrimshaw there, and another one, and the penalty is upcoming. Scrimshaw taking multiple shots there from Liam Elliott. And it looks like they're going to send Scrimshaw to the box as well. And I got to say, I'm majority-wise confused on this one. Why Scrimshaw's headed to the box. He took about 3 shots to the face and stood there and took it. So nonetheless, I think we're going to head 4-on-4 here unless there was an extra assessed to the Crude. And it doesn't look like there's going to be one. So 4-on-4 is where we're playing. I got to imagine Scrimshaw's a little irate in the box, take abuse like that, and be headed there. But of course, folks, I don't got a mic down there, so I can't hear what he said. Maybe something assessed in that regard. Nonetheless, the Rebels able to convert 4-on-4. Reed Lowe, his second goal of this contest, gets the Rebels up 5-2 now over St. Albert. Still a minute 49 to go. 4-on-4. So I take it back. Miller, calm down in the box. There's nothing to complain about. Your team just put one away. Again, 3:06 to go in the first. Simonson going to step in to take this draw up against Wedman. Simonson pulls that one way back, and it's going to roll all the way down into the Rebel zone. Zorniak lays the body, and that allows Cale Owen to pick that ball up and move it high along the right side. Dylan Pook now going to bring that one across half. Pook down below the rag line. Drops that off to the right. The Rebels continue to move it around. Back up high now with it. Barrett, he drops that to the left for Owen. Owen, the outside shot there, and a nice save by Mortel, who's now looking for an option up the floor once again. Sends the stretch pass. He finds Wedman, who knocks that one back across half. And that's a bit of a misplay there. It's going to be Rebels ball on the over and back violation, and now blown back in. Here comes back Fort Saskatchewan. Barrett with the loose ball fake there. Baker, he does not have it. Fed up to the point now. Kohut now going to give it to Baker. He's got a real touch on the ball. Baker, the outside shot, he scores! Jackson Baker, his first goal of this contest. 2:17 to go in the first, and the Rebels, a 4-goal cushion now as your official score is 6-2, and that's another 4-on-4 goal here. 59 seconds still to go on those coincidental penalties. Simonson step in against Wedman once again on the face-off draw. See who can come up with this small battle this time. Simonson picks that one up himself, and what a nice play right there by him. Simonson feeds that one ahead now for Pook. Gonna make a little cut through the middle now. Pook utilizing the left side of the floor, finds Cale Owen, and back to Pook now. Pook from the outside lets that shot rip, and it goes just wide. Pook knocks that one down out of the air and recovers his own rebound, feeding that one back out right now for Simonson, who lets an outside shot go himself, and a save there by Mortel. Fed out left now. The Crude looking to move this one up the floor. Belarchuk, he's got it for them. Belarchuk feeds that off nicely that time for Dawson James, who tried to send that to the left side of the floor, but it looks like it's going to end up as a Rebels break here. Coming down the floor now. McAdam, he's just going to hold up, put the hand out, settle down his side. 10 seconds to go, 4-on-4, and a minute 28 to go in the first period. Baker, he's got it outright, fed into the middle there, and that one couldn't quite find the stick of Reed Lowe. Came out loose, and the Rebels able to recover. 12 seconds to go on this shot clock. Baker, he's got it as we're back 5-on-5 now. That one just goes wide. Crude able to recover it. Moved ahead now. Leland Harris bobbled that one, allowing Baker to pick back up in the zone. Reset by the Rebels, and a quick stick opportunity there. No dice, but recovered by Fort Saskatchewan again. A behind the back pass, and that one bounces and just grabbed out of the air by Mortel. Just had to put his glove, big stick out, I should say, and grab that one. So they're going to turn this one back over to the Rebels. 48 seconds to go in the first. They lead it 6-2 over the Crude. Fed over. Baker, big outside shot there, and that one off the back of the net. Recovered by Fort Saskatchewan again. 36 seconds to work with in this period. 17 seconds on the shot clock as Pook picks that up, finds Lane. Pook in all alone there and missed the net. Another rebound. Baker's got it now. The Rebels doing a great job of finding the loose balls in this first period, and that's been a major part of the difference so far. But the Crude breaking back the other way. McConnell, he's got it now. Tries to let that one go, and his shot got broken up by Matthew Vetch. Nonetheless, the Crude able to recover. 12 seconds to go in the period and about 18 seconds to go on this Crude shot clock. Back up to the point now. Elliott, he's got it. Gets met by two men. Knocked to the ground, and the ball does come out loose. Seconds dying, and that's going to do it. So your score after 20 minutes is 6-2 in favor of the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels. And before I let you go, I want to let you know that CROW LAX TV and the RMLL Junior B Tier 1 Division are proud to be supporting the Chris Letendre Wellness Foundation and the Canadian Mental Health Association to implement their Talk Today program. In 2020, a beloved player of the game to many in the North Division, Chris Letendre, died by suicide, age 25, while battling mental health issues. The Chris Letendre Wellness Foundation was formed in 2021 to preserve his memory and call the lacrosse community to action in support of mental health in the game of lacrosse and beyond. Donations can be made by visiting our social media channels for a direct link at CROW LAX TV on Instagram and X. And again, your score after 20, 6-2 in favor of the home side Rebels. Thank you for tuning in live here on CROW LAX TV. My name's Aiden Bolsgard. Eric Kraus is on the camera and his lovely wife running your score bug for you today as well. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, so get a snack, but don't get too far. Hello and welcome back live here on CROW LAX TV. My name's Ian Bolsgaard. Eric Kraus is on the camera and his lovely wife running your scorebug and power play graphics for you today. It's a three-man party in the booth. Well, kind of two. Eric gets stuck outside here at the Moya Recreation Center. Of course, I think we're running at approximately 35 degrees in this booth today. So probably just as good to have one less body in here. Nonetheless, we're back underway. The Crude won the opening face-off of the period, but it's the Rebels who have gained possession back once again. They lead the Crude 6-2 to start this middle frame. Kalowen got along the left, feeds it up to Miller. Scrimshaw was out there on an offensive shift. Don't see that too often, but let's see what Miller can get going here. She feeds that one, trying to find Kohut. The rebound came out. Baker almost brought it down, but nonetheless, Owen able to recover it now. Scrimshaw not quite able to gather in that pass, so across half and the over and back violation up against the Rebs. So it's going to be the Crude who were able to pick up and picked off from behind quickly there were the Crude. And now the Rebels trying to move this one ahead, and that scoop pass just a little out of the way. Picked up quickly by the Crude goaltender Carson Mortel. Got a play blown dead here. And this one seemed to have come from behind the play, so I didn't quite see what happened there. Nonetheless, it looks like the Crude member headed to the box. Looks to be Carson Shoot. So the Rebels, nonetheless, headed to a power play. And this Rebels power play is brought to you by Smith Insurance Services. They aren't here to sell you insurance. They are here to help you buy it. It's going to be Baker, who starts with this ball at the top. Feeds that one out right to Kohut, who bobbled the pass but has it now. Kohut down to the right behind the net now. Simonson feeds that one to the left. Rebels continue to move this one around. Baker, he's got it over there, and a nice shot, but just wide by Reed Lowe as he looks for the hat trick goal in this contest. 2 in the first period for him. And it's a nice shot from the outside and a nice left foot save by Mortel. Baker back at the point. Another outside shot and the elbow save that time by Mortel. Recovered by the Rebels again. So another reset of the shot clock. Minute 26 to go on this power play for Fort Saskatchewan. Step in there and a low shot and another save by Mortel. Ball comes out loose, but this time the Crude able to pick it up. Lucas Bowie got it. He gets it across half now for St. Albert. Bowie passes that one off and finds his man in Liam Elliott. Elliott out top now. Gets that off as the Crude moving this around short-handed here. And a quick shot there, but that one stopped up by McGilvery and ends up behind the net. And the Rebels able to pick that one up. And Matthew Vetch has it now for Fort Saskatchewan. 17:56 to go in this second period. 42 seconds to go in the Rebels power play. Kohut down to the corner. Simonson didn't pass that one off. He still has it. Quick pass over. Back up to the point. Kohut now looking for it. Lets that shot go, and it ends up off the back of the net. Letting that one go look to be Fraser Barrett. Shot clock violation against the Rebels, so going to be Crude ball here now, and they'll pick it up in their own zone. Still 20 seconds to go on this Rebels power play, but the Crude able to kill it off if they can keep it down there for the remainder of this shot clock. Wedman gets that pass down low. Stick in one hand, never the move, but for Wedman, keeps control that time around. Trying to spin off his man now, and that's going to do it for the Rebels power play. So back 5-on-5, crease violation by Wedman. So it's going to be the Rebels with it now. Scrimshaw separating his goaltender from Wedman, who I think looked to go stand over him and let him know not to get that close again. Nonetheless, the Rebels in the offensive zone. A nice feed to the middle there for Pook, but couldn't quite gather that one in. 16:50 to go now in the second. Pook fed that one off to Owen. Owen, he's got it now. Spins off his man, stuck out high, but now has a lane right down the middle. Owen in all alone there, and just catching a piece of that one at the end was Dawson James. The Rebels able to grab that one, and now they're calling the back-end violation on the Crude. My elbow just bumped into the light switch here, and I think me and Eric's wife just thought we were seeing God himself for a second, but nonetheless, back underway. As the Rebels let it go, they score. Jackson Kohut puts away his first goal of the contest. 16:28 to go in the second, and it's the Rebels that lead it 7-2 over St. Albert. Be sure to get your CROW LAX TV 50/50 tickets. You can scan that QR code in the bottom right of your screen right now, or go to our socials at CROW LAX TV on Instagram and X to get yours. If you want someone to say to you, winner, winner, chicken dinner, you're going to want to buy some 50/50 tickets. And that's about as cringy as I'm going to get on this broadcast for you today. But we'll see. Still a lot of time to go in this game. As well, explore Fort Saskatchewan. Discover a place where family fun meets opportunity. Visit their historic downtown, scenic parks, and river valley. Work in a thriving community. Play where every moment is memorable. Visit, work, and play in Fort Saskatchewan. Still wiping down the floor, so that means I'm going to let you know that at Vimy Lacrosse, excellence is the standard. Led by some of the province's most decorated and experienced instructors, they are dedicated to molding well-rounded student athletes. Vimy Lacrosse is a fusion of sport, academics, and personal growth. Unleash your potential with Vimy Lacrosse. Explore the academy by visiting vimyedmonton.ca/lacrosse. We're set to go here at the center faceoff dot now. Play blown in by referee Blake Petrushko, who's another fellow Rebels retiree like myself. For me, I took up talking, he took up reffing, and now, look, here we are, still hanging around the Rebels organization. Nonetheless, pass by the Rebels, ends up loose in the corner. Battle ensues for it now, so 11 seconds on this shot clock for Fort Saskatchewan are going to be the ones who come up with the ball, circling out in front of the net now, and a low shot there, stopped up by Mortel on Carter McAdam. Picked off quickly by the Rebels once again. Fraser Barrett with it now. He's going to let a shot go. That one goes just wide. Picked up by Fort Saskatchewan once again. Another quick shot and a save that time by Mortel. And this ball gets fed lightly ahead. Not quite into the stick there in Noah Reich, but now he's been able to recover it as the Crude back on offense. Not something you've seen too much in this second period, and it didn't last long as the Rebels in all in the breakaway now. Walsh in all alone. Lets that shot go, and it goes just wide. Picked up by the Rebels. A rebound. They score. Alex Zorniak puts that one away for Fort Saskatchewan, increasing the lead to 6 now as the Rebels lead St. Albert 8-2 with 15:23 to go in the second. The Chaos Junior Lacrosse Club and its franchise, the Southern Alberta Chaos, are excited to announce that they will be hosting the McDonald Cup this year. The 2024 event will be hosted in the Centennial Regional Arena in Brooks, Alberta from August 7th to 11th. After a hiatus of 27 years, the Port Coquitlam Saints in BC successfully hosted the 2023 tournament, where the Cranbrook Black Wolves became the first champions of the rechristened McDonald Cup since 1995. The 8-team event was highly enjoyed by athletes, volunteers, and the numerous lacrosse fans that attended. Please join this August. For more information, visit mcdonaldcup.ca as the Rebels step in and score again. That's the hat trick goal for Reed Lowe. 15:01 to go in the second. Rebels continue to lay it on, now leading 9-2. CROW LAX TV and the RMLL Junior B Tier 1 Division are proud to be supporting the Chris Letendre Wellness Foundation and the Canadian Mental Health Association to implement their Talk Today program. In 2020, a beloved player of the game to many in the North Division, Chris Letendre, died by suicide, age 25, while battling mental health issues. The Chris Letendre Wellness Foundation was formed in 2021 to preserve his memory and call the lacrosse community to action in support of mental health in the game of lacrosse and beyond. Donations can be made by visiting our social media channels for a direct link at CROW LAX TV on Instagram and X. We do have a penalty upcoming to the Crude, but it's the Rebels currently in possession. Kohut has it now along the right, feeds that one east-west there, and back up to the point now for Baker. Baker going to let a big shot go there from the outside, and it's blocked, recovered by the Rebels once again. Still moving it around now, back up to Baker at the point once again, and that one fed down low. Quick stick opportunity for Pook goes just wide as the Rebels continue to pursue on offense here. And now the shot clock going to expire, so we'll see who this penalty ends up going to. Looks like it's going to be the leader of the team, the captain, Tate Wedman, headed to the box for the Crude. So it's the hit from behind that looks to be the call. So we'll see how much time assessed to Wedman. Nonetheless, it's going to be Baker who starts with the ball at the point for the Rebels. And this Rebels power play is brought to you by Smith Insurance Services. They aren't here to sell you insurance. They are here to help you buy it. And you, me, Eric, and his wife, and the fans in the building continue to wait for the penalty to go up on the score clock. So we're all in the know. And it's going to be 2 minutes is what we've just found out. Baker moves that out to the right. Kohut going to drop that one behind the net now for who looks to be Simonson. Simonson to Kohut. Fed over left now. Quick stick opportunity there. Not going to be shot. Now scoop shot there. And that was a bit of a weird play. They do call it the lacrosse move in hockey. And so I guess that's just the move when we're in a lacrosse game. Nonetheless, recovered by the Rebels once again. Carter McAdam throws that one down low. Quick shot there, and that one goes just wide, and that's going to expire the Rebels shot clock. So forcefully turned over to the Crude. Minute 29 to go on this Rebels power play. The Crude feed this one ahead. 13:42. Got to wonder if maybe a little bit more of a pursuit of offense here by the Crude shorthanded. Yes, shot from Wells there. You got to think is when trailing like this, no time can be wasted on trying to get shots towards the net. Zorniak fed that to the middle there for Baker. Just missed his stick that time around. Behind the net now with 13:25 to go in the second. The Crude looking to kill more time off this Rebels power play. There's exactly a minute to go remaining in that. Crude with it once again with a lane and a quick shot there. And that one ends up just wide from Ethan Jolivet, who I'm sure would love to score here from the Moyer Recreation Center. Fed ahead quickly now. Picked up. Here comes Walsh there and a stop by Mortel. 13:02 to go in the second. The Crude headed up the floor once again. 39 seconds to go now in this in this power play for Fort Saskatchewan. 12:52 to go in the middle frame. Crude continuing to move this one around the Rebels zone, still down a man. Back up to the point now. Avery Stenson, he's got it. Feeds that one down to the left. Finds his man in Liam Elliott. Elliott going to let that shot go there, and it gets blocked up and recovered by the Rebels, who look to move up the floor now. Quinn Patterson, he's got it. Coming in, 2-on-1. Patterson lets that shot go. He scores! Quinn Patterson, the AP for the Rebels, puts that one away, and that's going to get some cheers from the Rebels bench. Captain Scrimshaw goes and gets the ball so they can write on that one and make it a keepsake forever. Nothing better than coming in as an AP and putting one away. That's going to feel good for everyone. 12.5 to go in the second. Let me mark down a goal for Quinn Patterson. Good to see for him. Even as a Crude fan, you got to be happy for Patterson. Anybody who's AP'd for any team knows that's a tough thing to walk into. New room, new faces, and a higher pace, bigger game, but no problem for Quinn Patterson today as he puts one away. Top right. Made it showy too while he was at it, but looks like the Rebels getting another penalty, or getting a penalty here, so just as their power play comes to an end, they're going to be headed short-handed here, so this Rebels penalty kill is brought to you by 5-2 Projects, providing construction services tailored to meet the unique needs of each client. Committed to delivering top-notch quality and exceptional customer service. Our 5-2 Projects. Whistle blown. Wedman arguing. Cheers from the crowd, and I seem to be out of the loop on this one. Why are we cheering? Scrimshaw continues to argue with the referees here. So they're going to wipe the goal off the board here, seemingly. So all the pumping of the tires for Quinn Patterson that I just did seems to be for no, but don't worry, Patterson, I noticed the effort there, and that's what's going to count in my heart today. Nonetheless, Wedman returns back to the penalty box for another 10 seconds. So my insider, Eric Krause, is now telling me that the reason this play was blown off, or the goal was blown off, is because there was a delayed penalty already upcoming to the Rebels. There was no whistle blown in time, which saw that ball hit the back of the net. But that's why it was wiped off the board. So Wedman returns to the box for another 10 seconds, and then the Crude will be headed to the power play. So good stuff for 5-2 Projects, who are going to get the extra shout out as the Rebels actually head to the penalty kill in about 2 seconds from now. Perfect. So this Rebels penalty kill is brought to you by 5-2 Projects, providing construction services tailored to meet the unique needs of each client. Committed to delivering top-notch quality and exceptional customer service is 5-2 Projects. As Austin Wells puts away the goal for the Crude, his second goal of this contest with 12:10 to go in the second. The Crude now make it 9-3 in favor of the Rebels. So Walsh headed back to the penalty box, or to the bench, out of the penalty box, I should say. Still conversating about the reason he was in the box to begin with, I'm sure, with his fellow teammates. So we're back 5-on-5. Wedman rolls that one away, but it's going to be Zorniak who picks it up for the Rebels and moves that down along the right. Dylan Pook, he's got it now. Pook feeds that out to the left now. It's the Rebels still with possession here. Fraser Barrett, he's got it. Barrett down low and a quick feed into the middle. Cale Owen couldn't quite gather that one in, but got the rebound in behind the net. Owen up high to Baker. Baker over to the right now for Pook. Pook looking for a lane. Lets a big shot go from the outside. He scores. Second goal of the game there for Dylan Pook with 11:41 to go in the second. And this time it's going to count. The Rebels head to double digits, 10-3. Now your score, reestablishing that 7-goal lead over the Crude. In the center dot now, Fraser Barrett going to step in for the Rebels. Belarchuk going to step in for the Crude. See who comes up with this one. It's going to be Barrett who comes away with it. Picks up his own ball off the face-off. Gets the ball stripped off him as he tried to make a cut towards the net, though. And here come the Crude. Back the other way. Belarchuk, he's got it. Lost his handle momentarily, but gathers it back in now as Bajma puts some pressure on. A quick shot. They score. Austin Wells making a hat trick as he jumps into the boards. 10-4. Now your score. It's the Crude that trail by 6. 11:21 to go in the second. Still not quite halfway through this contest. Been a lot of stoppages so far in this second period. Wedman getting ready in the face-off dot once again. Going to be rolled back down to the Rebel zone. Bajma going to pick it up for Fort Saskatchewan. Gets hit into the boards, and the ball comes out loose. Recovered by the Crude now, who look like they got a little more pep in their step following the 2 goals from Austin Wells. Moving it around now. Stenson over to the left. Picked up by Elliott now. Elliott into the middle. Wells lets it go. He scores. Austin Wells on an absolute heater right now. Make that 4 goals in this contest, and the Crude now only trail by 5. $10:55 to go in the second. And as long as Austin Wells is out on the floor, I'm not feeling too bad about the Crude's chances in this game here. Trailing by 5 with still half a game to go. Not too bad odds if you ask me. If you're a betting man, this would be your time to shine. Wedman lost his handle there. Cale Owen going to be able to pick it up now for the Rebels as he moves down along the left. Owen feeds that to Kohut, who just came off the bench. He's going to make a dive towards the middle now. Kohut using his shoulder to get in. He shoots low there and stopped up by Mortel. Crude pick it up once again and push it back with some speed. Coming in, 2-on-1. That shot there and a stop by McGilvery. But a good chance there for Parker McConnell. Now the Rebels going to move back the other way. Matthew Vetch, he's no slouch himself when it comes to speed as he moves that one down low and sends it all the way back high now for Carter McAdam. McAdam fed over to the right now for Baker. Baker looking for an option. That one into the middle. Scrimshaw spins off. Lets it go. He scores. Miller Scrimshaw. Shout out to you. I'm going to have to shoot you a text after now, Miller. It's the first time I've seen you score this season. Granted, you had some time away, but it's about time, Mr. Scrimshaw. And the captain giving fist bumps all over. He was the most jacked up man on the floor there. You could see it. Let out a big little yell there. That's contradictory. Big, little. We'll just call it big for right now. 10:09 to go in the second. The Rebels lead 11-5 over the Crude. As Scrimshaw continues to look right pumped up on the bench. This ball comes out to the Rebels off the faceoff. Zorniak going to feed that one over to the left now and finds Fraser Barrett. Barrett cut towards the middle. Let that shot go there, and it ends up just wide. Recovered by the captain, Wedman, for the Crude, who just sends that one behind him and down the floor, and now it's a race for it here. Picked up down low by the Crude. Fed into the middle, snagged out of the air nicely by Barrett, who now feeds that one ahead even further. Here comes Zorniak in one-on-one, tries to cut through two men there. Didn't get through towards the net, but still pulled that ball away to the corner. So Rebels with possession here. Dylan Pook, he's got it now along the right. Pook back up to the point for Simonson. Simonson down to the left now as the Rebels continue to move this one around, but it kind of slowed down in the offensive zone. An outside shot there and a nice stop by Mortel. 9:12 to go in the second as we are more than halfway through this contest now. Fed ahead, Vetch lays the body a bit there, rolls that one ahead. Now in alone are the Rebels and they score. Vetch created that play out of thin air. Didn't get the goal, but I'm sure he'll take that one. Now, I would love for the Rebel who scored to show me the numbers on his jersey. It looks to me that that was Reed Lowe with his fourth goal of this contest, playing around with those Austin Wells numbers now as 12-5 becomes your score in favor of the Rebels. 9:01 to go in the second. Big collision there between two Rebels. Slow to get up is Walsh. Crude coming in now. Elliott, he's got it. Elliott pulls it back down left once again. Not getting too much pressure, but looking for an option. Elliott now feeds that one in the middle. A quick stick opportunity stopped up by McGilvery. So Rebels start to move this ball up the floor once again. 8.5 to go now in the second, and they lead this game by 7. It's the most they've led by the entire time is Baker. He's got it now. Pulls this one back out to the right corner. Starts funneling towards the point. Feeds that one into the middle for Kohut there, who gets stopped up by Mortel. Mortel now tries to stretch pass. That's going to get picked off. No. Thought that Mr. AP Patterson was going to go for a run there, but ball dropped back to Scrimshaw nonetheless. The Rebels have it, and look at Scrimshaw trotting up the floor. He's got some offensive prowess in him now as he put away a goal. Cutting, weaving, setting picks. It's Miller Scrimshaw, everybody. Baker, he's got it now. Pulls that one down to the right corner. Back up to the point for Scrimshaw. Looking for an option, going to make a dive towards the center. Let that shot go there, and a nice save by Mortel. Rebound grabbed in by the corner by the Rebels, and they're going to get the reset as the captain will head to the bench, and that brings out Kohut onto the floor. He gets the ball now. Kohut going to move over to the right. And play blown dead there and turned over to the Rebels. 7:33 to go now in the second as the Crew trot up the floor once again. Noah Reich, he steps across half. Reich feeds that one off now, finds Austin Wells. Wells going to drop that low for Elliott. Elliott with it now, moving in closer towards that 24. Elliott still at that left shooter position. Going to drop that down to the corner now. Wells fed that across there, looking for the quick stick opportunity for Avery Stenson. The ball comes out loose, and the Rebels going to be able to pick that one up now. Ryan McBride feeds that in the middle there and almost found Vetch, but it comes out loose and all the way back across the floor, and Vetch does end up getting that ball somehow. Vetch, 6:50 to go in the second, found a lane in the middle and all alone. Vetch lets it go, and that one ends up just wide, recovered by the Rebels. It's Calix Simonson who's got it now for Fort Saskatchewan. Simonson lets that shot go there, and a nice stop by Mortel. Play blown dead. Looks like we have a penalty upcoming here. This one going to go to the Crude. Headed to the box is Carson shooting the Rebels back to the power play. So this Rebels power play is brought to you by Smith Insurance Services. They aren't here to sell you insurance. They're here to help you buy it. And with 6:39 to go in the second, it's another 2 minutes to work with for the Rebels. Baker, as usual, going to start with the ball up at the point. Play blown in. Here we go. Baker to Pook. Pook going to drop that one behind the net for Simonson. Simonson back to Pook. Pook up to Baker. Baker to the left now here as the Rebels continue to move it around. Reed Lowe getting in on the ball touches here as well. Lowe back to Baker. Baker to Lowe. Lowe from the outside there, and that one got blocked up but recovered by the Rebels now. And with it in the left corner, McAdam. The Rebels move it around again, and Lowe lets that shot go. Comes out high. Baker couldn't quite recover it, and it's going to be the over and back violation on the Rebels, but the shot clock was expiring regardless. So exactly a minute and a half to go on this Rebels power play. Is the Crude going to start with the ball deep in the Rebels zone? And it looks like either a goalie water or a timeout called here. It is hot today in the Moyer Recreation Center, so you will see the goalie water called in that situation more often than not. 12-5 is your score here from the Moyer Recreation Center. 6:08 to go in this middle frame as the Rebels continue to keep a large spread on the Crude. Of course, the Rebels took the win against the Crude in their last matchup. These two teams have also had an overtime thriller where the Rebels came out victorious again. So in this ever so popular Fort Saskatchewan and St. Albert battle that you see year after year, it seems to be the Rebels who are coming out on top of it today. Scrimshaw and Elliott conversating here. Elliott with the ball now. Scrimshaw getting some rough stuff here from Tyson Smith. Ball getting moved around by the Crude. Minute 15 to go in the Rebels power play. And this ball going to get turned over, and quickly here come back the Rebels with the ball. Ashton Johnson in all alone, and that shot ends up off of Mortel and picked up by the Rebels once again as they go to work. Pook showing his stick, wanted the pass but didn't get it. Baker holding on to it now at the point. A little bit of a hidden ball trick here by the Rebels. Baker, he's got it. Feeds that one over to the right for Pook. Pook down low now for Kohut. Kohut, little east-west there. Quick pass back to Kohut up to the point for Baker. Baker going to let the big shot go there, and that one misses the net and down the floor. So the over and back violation on the Rebels again. 5:22 to go in the second. 44 seconds in this Rebels power play as the Crude will pick it up behind the Fort Saskatchewan net. Once again, it's Mr. 4 goals, Austin Wells, who passes that one up to Elliott and gets a return feed now. Wells over to the right. James tried to return that one to Wells, but he's going to get some pressure from Vetch now. Ball comes out. Elliott over to James. James to Elliott. Elliott lets that shot go there, and it goes a country mile wide, but gathered back in by Dawson James here once again. Up to the point. Crude moving around. Ethan Jolivet let that go, and a nice save by McGilvery. As this ball fed out to the left now. Zorniak, he brings it across half for the Rebels. 8 seconds to go on their power play. Into the middle there, and that one nails the post on the shot from Kohut. Kohut going to hold on to it behind the net as the Rebels will make some changes. We're back 5-on-5 now. Kohut, fake pass, finds Simonson now, and Simonson wires that one way high over the net. 4:28 to go in the second as the Crude have it in their own zone. Cale Owen putting on some pressure down low, but the Crude able to escape with the ball and get across half. Carson Shute brought it across and ditched that one down into the right corner as the Crude go to work. This one let go there by who looked to be Rylan Connors, but way over the net once again. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Wedman now, that one over the net, but caught a piece of the defender's stick on his follow through there, but now picked up by the big man, Tej Brown. He gets the feet moving, and he's away. Tej Brown coming in, 3-on-1. Simonson, pass, quick pass, they score. The Rebels put that one away. 3:51 to go in the second, and it looks to be again Reed Lowe. 5 goals in this contest. Austin Wells, who would only have 4 goals in a contest. When you're Reed Lowe, you look for them in 5s. 3:51 to go in the second. 13-5. Now your score in favor of Fort Saskatchewan, their biggest lead of this contest so far. An 8-goal differential right now. Coming out of the draw with that one, Fraser Barrett in 3-on-2. Tried to pass that one off quickly, and that shot stopped up by Mortel, but the Rebels recovered the ball once again. Carter McAdam feeds that over to the right for Baker. Baker, he'll step up now, back up to the point. Baker gets it once again, trying to find a way around his man. Spins off, gets met by another. Fed back over to the left now as Fraser Barrett lets that shot go. It comes in, they score. Carter McAdam gets his second goal of this contest. Make that 14-5 in favor of the Rebels now with 3:22 to go in the second. They may be playing a game, but Fort Saskatchewan came to play no games today as they continue to run up the score on the Crude. Surprised you haven't seen a switch of goaltending yet for the Crude. Carson Mortel, the AP, continues between the pipes despite the large score. Ball comes out loose. Zorniak going to pick that up for the Rebels. Rolls that one along the ground. Dylan Pook able to pick it up for Fort Saskatchewan. Fakes a shot there and going to pull this one all the way back out. Pook over to the left now. Fed down low. Looking for options are the Rebels there, and a nice save by Mortel as the Crude pick that one back up. Bit of a hold there by the Rebels. They get away with one there, and that one gets thrown way high, and they're saying no contact with the ceiling. Thread the needle, why don't you? Carson Mortel, nonetheless, the Rebels pick it up in their own zone and pass this one back ahead. Carter McAdam, he's got it now, feeds that one low left as the Rebels continue to move it around. 2:37 to go in the second. For Saskatchewan, looking for their options as they feed that one behind the net, and that one goes just wide and out of play, so forcefully turned over to the Crude, and rushing at it, here's Fernando Runco. Runco, he's got it, trying to spin off his man. Lets a low shot go there, and a nice save by McGilvery, as now he's going to try his efforts at a stretch pass, and Scrimshaw couldn't quite reach that one, but able to pick it up off the rebound off the backboards. Scrimshaw, Mr. Offense himself, back out along the left side. Scrimshaw up to the point, gonna let a big shot go there, and Miller, the net's about 6 feet ahead of that. You can't send that one off the ground, but all smiles from Scrimshaw as he heads back towards his bench. He knew that one went astray on him there. Fed ahead now, the Crude. Moving ahead, and still the C on the jersey of the number 20 for the Crude, and that's the ghost of Fodchuk for the Crude, who got traded away not too long ago. Tej Brown brings that one across half, feeds that back up to the point. A quick shot there, blocked away by Hunter Gadbois. The Rebels, another opportunity now, and this one comes out, but picked up by Mortel this time, and now the Crew going to look to move it up the floor once again. 1:25 to go in the second. 14-5 remains your score in favor of the home side, Fort Saskatchewan. Elliott, he's got it now. Quick shot there from the point, gets blocked away, but Elliott with it again. Let's another one, and that one's blocked by Zorniak. Battle for it in the left corner now. It's the AP Patterson who picks it up for the Rebels. He looks to head up the floor once again. Patterson feeds that ahead, finds Walsh. Walsh pulls that one out right, drops it down to the corner. Baker moves that into the middle there. A quick chance, and it goes just wide. Rebels able to recover once again. Walsh, he's got it. Feeds that up high into the middle now. Baker behind the back shot, and that one goes wide as well. 40 seconds to go in the period. Loose ball push called against the Rebels, so it's going to be Crude ball. Zorniak forced to drop that one down, picked up by Fernando Runco. Runco takes a hit, still finds a lane, and now gets dropped to the ground there. McGilvery pushes that one ahead, finds Ashton Johnson. Johnson in 2-on-1, feeds that to Vetch, who let that go, and a nice save by Mortel. Crude moving ahead here once again, in along the right now. Dawson James. James over to the left. Almost found Elliott, but picked out of the air by Simonson. He's going to come in 2-on-1 here with Patterson. Shot there by Simonson. Patterson had all day. Hit the AP. He had a goal called off. Come on. Patterson with it once again. Lets it go. He's stoned. Stoned by the clock is Quinn Patterson. Imagine having 2 goals called off APing in a junior game. Devastating for Patterson, but getting hugs from all the Rebels players, as he should, because on the moral scale, Patterson has 2 goals. Just on the score sheet, that's not going to show through. So 14-5 is your score after 20 minutes of the middle frame. We'll return shortly for the third period. My name's Aiden Bullsgard. Eric Krause is on the camera. His wife running the score bug, and she'll send you to commercial here. Thank you for listening on CROW LAX TV. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back live here on CROW LAX TV. My name's Aiden Bolsgaard. Kraus is kind of on the camera. He's just hanging out right now. I don't blame him. And his wife running your scorebook for you here as well. We're back underway here in the final frame of this contest. I should say possible final frame. Anything can happen, but it's the Rebels that lead by 9. Your official score 14-5 here as they're back in the offensive zone. A shot from the outside, that time picked back up by the Rebels here. McAdam threw that one over to the right, picked up by the Crude, though, as they look to head back up the floor here once again. Belarchuk gets in across half, feeds that one back out high, and now all the way to the top for Elliott. Elliott feeds that one low, gets the return feed in the middle there, and a shot towards the net, blocked away by Mortel. Rebels recover. Scrimshaw, he's got it now. Gonna go for the change. That's too bad. Come on, Miller. Get back on offense. Go what? He's got it high right here, and that's already your first minute of this third period gone. 19 more to go. McAdams throws that down to the left for Reed Lowe, who's got 5 goals in this contest so far. Dylan Pook now in along the right, finds a lane in the middle there, and that's a stop by Mortel. Mortel just going to send that one high into the sky. Big fan of those ones is Mortel, just those rainbow passes above the defenders. Seems to be working for him so far. Elliott, he's got it now. High left, steps below the blue line. Elliott going to let a shot go there, and that one goes just wide off the top of the Rebels bench and down into the Crude zone. So over and back, going to be called on St. Albert. 18:23 to go in the third. It'll be Rebels ball deep in the Crude zone here. Cale Owen going to pick it up for Fort Saskatchewan. Owen up to the point now. Behind the back shot there by Simonson, stopped up by Mortel. Wedman picks it up behind the net now. Tate Wedman steps in across half. Leaves that one there for Elliott. Elliott drops that to the left now to Wells. Wells in the middle there, and a nice save by McGilvery on Avery Stenson. Rebels pick up once again. Zorniak feeds that one ahead for Walsh. Walsh steps across the blue line now. Up high for Pook. Pook feeds that out even higher for Baker. Baker into the middle now, and that shot misses the net there from Lowe, who looked upset about it, but that would have been I think what you call a sock trick for Lowe. Nonetheless, Crude pick up back in their own zone once again. Moving it up the floor now is Lucas Bowie. Bowie feeds that to the left. Drop down low now. Wells, he's got it. Wells all the way back up high for Stenson. Stenson dropped that to the right corner now. Back up to the point once again. Crude continue to move it around, and that shot there by Ryland Connors. Stopped up by the Rebels, and now Vetch able to step across half. He's going to pull this out to the left corner. Vetch waiting for his offense to get out there. Passed it off, and up to the point now. Simonson's got it. Simonson feeds that over to the right. Continuing to work it around. Simonson looking for an option now. Feeds that out to the left. That pass just a little too high. Recovered by the Rebels. Gadbois. Stretch pass right down the middle. Not able to be grabbed out of the air by Elliott. Rebels chase it back down to their own zone, and it's Mr. No Goal. Quinn Patterson passes that one ahead. Looks like he's going to head out for some offense now. See if Patterson can finally break through within the rules. Fed into the middle now. Quick shot there, and a nice save by Mortel. Crude able to recover in their zone. A little bit of referee interference there. Makes the Crude turn around. Wedman couldn't quite snag that one out of the air, but nonetheless, Crude still able to pick it up. McConnell, he's got it now. Going to leave that at the top for Elliott. Elliott brings it below the blue line here. 4 minutes gone now in the third period. Elliott feeds that one back out high. He gets the return feed into the middle now. Quick turnaround there by Wedman, and it ends up in the right corner. A nice save there by McGilvery. Be sure to get your CROW LAX TV 50/50 tickets. You can scan that QR code on your screen there in the bottom right corner as Vetch picks this one away. But make sure you get those 50/50 tickets. See if Vetch can convert, and he does. Matthew Vetch puts away his first goal of this contest, and the Rebels continue to stretch their lead. Explore Fort Saskatchewan. Discover a place where family fun meets opportunity. Visit their historic downtown, scenic parks, and river valley. Work in a thriving community. Play where every moment is memorable. Visit, work, and play in Fort Saskatchewan. As well, at Vimy Lacrosse, excellence is the standard. Led by some of the province's most decorated and experienced instructors, they are dedicated to molding well-rounded student athletes. Vimy Lacrosse is a fusion of sport, academics, and personal growth. Unleash your potential with Vimy Lacrosse. Explore the academy by visiting vimyedmonton.ca/lacrosse. Rebels come up with the ball off the draw. Cale Owen, he's got it now. Going to bring that deep down left into the corner. Nodding his head, directing traffic. Throws that back up to the point for Baker. Baker to Pook. Pook east-west there. Finds McAdams. McAdams back to Baker. Baker continuing to hold on to it. Gets some defensive pressure. Pook helps him gain some separation, but Baker walks right into another WAN. Back up to the point now. He finds Barrett. That shot towards the net stopped up by Mortel. The Chaos Junior Lacrosse Club and its franchise, the Southern Alberta Chaos, are excited to announce that they will be hosting the McDonald Cup this year. The 2024 event will be hosted in the Centennial Regional Arena in Brooks, Alberta from August 7th to 11th. After a hiatus of 27 years, the Port Coquitlam Saints in BC successfully hosted the 2023 tournament where the Cranbrook Black Wolves became the first champions of the rechristened McDonald Cup since 1995. The 8-team event was highly enjoyed by athletes, volunteers, and the numerous lacrosse fans that attended. Please join them this August. For more information, you can visit mcdonaldcup.ca as the Rebels head back across half here once again. Now 14:35 to go in the third period as Dave Magarba makes his way up to read out the 50-50 to the fans in the stands. See if we have ourselves a winner or not, as the Rebels shot just misses the net there. Reed low. Made a spin towards the net, but the shot clock violation for the Rebels, and that's going to send the Crude back the other way with the ball. CROW LAX TV and the RMLL Junior B Tier 1 Division are proud to be supporting the Chris Letendre Wellness Foundation, the Canadian Mental Health Association, to implement their Talk Today program. In 2020, a beloved player of the game to many in the North Division, Chris Letendre, died by suicide, age 25, while battling mental health issues. The Chris Letendre Wellness Foundation was formed in 2021 to preserve his memory and call the lacrosse community to action in support of mental health in the game of lacrosse and beyond. Donations can be made by visiting our social media channels for a direct link at CROW LAX TV on Instagram and X. Rebels with it here in the offensive zone. Up high with it right now is Fraser Barrett. Barrett spins off his man, trying to open up some space. 6 seconds to go on the shot clock. Dylan Pook, he's got it now, breaks towards the center there. Tried to let a shot go, gets knocked off the ball a second time, and that'll do it. So, looks like the Crude going to be headed to the box here. Liam Elliott, the man headed there. See what the call is. Hit from behind there by Elliott. So the Rebels back to power play, and this Rebels power play is brought to you by Smith Insurance Services. They aren't here to sell you insurance. They are here to help you buy it. 2 minutes power play time here for the Rebels, and they lead this one by 10. Baker feeds that one over to the left. He found Reed low. Low. He's got it now. Behind the back pass, a nice one there to Kohut. Into the middle now, a little tricky play by the Rebels, but that tic-tac-toe, it was bobbled on the toe. Now shot from the outside by Low, looking for the sock trick. Couldn't get it that time around as Mortel passes that one out, and the Crude looking to move it up the floor. Wedman right down the middle. It just ends up in the corner, and the Rebels should be easily able to recover, and they do. Walsh, she's got it now. Minute 25 to go in the Rebels power play. Feeds it ahead for Kohut. Kohut fakes the pass to Baker. Kohut to the left now. Back up to the point, comes loose. He'll be recovered by himself. Kohut feeds that to the middle for Baker. Ball comes out loose once again, but recovered by Kohut once again. 6 seconds to go on the shot clock. From the outside there, that one goes off Mortel and comes out. The Rebels able to recover. Baker's got it. 56 seconds to go in the Rebels power play. 12:15 to go in the period. Kohut down to the right corner. Picked up by him once again on the rebound. Playing a little bit of goalie himself here on this power play is Kohut, but the Rebels maintain possession once again. Carter McAdam towards the net there, shot by Simonson. Rebels recover again and get another reset. 32 seconds to go on the power play, 25 on this new shot clock. Baker got it, right corner. Throws that one across. Up to the point now again. Kohut to the left, over to Baker. He lets it go and a save there by Mortel. Tyson Smith has it behind his own net, just uses to roll that one up the floor. 10 seconds to go in this Rebels power play as they start back from their own zone. Walsh, he's got it now. Reset of the shot clock. Walsh feeds that one ahead, gets it to Simonson along the right, and that expires the Rebels power play. We're back 5-on-5. Simonson, he's got it. Feeds that one over to the left. Barrett fed it down to the corner. Found low. Baker at the point now, feeds it over to Pook. Pook from the outside. That one ripped and it goes wide off a body. Comes out loose and the Rebels take a swipe at it just to get it deep. And Fraser Barrett continues to get knocked in to the boards there by Noah Reich. They're going to make sure Barrett is accompanied to his bench. Last call for funny pops from Dave McGarva as well. Threw a B in there for some reason. 10:47 to go in the third. Rebels recover in their own zone here once again. Tried to feed that ahead for Patterson. He couldn't quite snag that one out of the air. Is spinning off with it now. The Crude is getting abused all the way up the floor as case and shoot, but made it a long way before it got turned over to Patterson. Now we have a penalty upcoming to the Rebels as Patterson, when he had a one-on-one break again, the play blown dead. And sometimes things just really don't go your way, and that's what's happening to Quinn Patterson here. But nonetheless, Davin Bajma headed to the box for the Rebels. This one a cross-check, to my understanding. So 2 minutes power play time for the Crude upcoming. Austin Wells, he'll start with it at the point. 10:31 to go in the third period. Timeout from the Crude, and that's going to send me to a little break myself to grab a little drink. My name's Aiden Bolsgaard. Eric Kraus is on the camera, and his wife running the scorebook. We'll be back in approximately 1 minute. Welcome back live here on CROW LAX TV. End of the timeout for the Crude and the start of the power play. And this Rebels penalty kill is brought to you by 5-2 Projects, providing construction services tailored to meet the unique needs of each client. Committed to delivering top-notch quality and exceptional customer service is 5-2 Projects. Up to the point, Elliott, he feeds that one to the right. Outside shot blocked away and up into the sky. Walsh getting in front of that one will get the tap from his captain, Scrimshaw. Crude ball, though, has last off a Rebel before it went out of play. Minute 49 to go on the power play. Wells. Up to the point for Elliott. Elliott back to Wells. Wells cross feed there and a nice save by McGilvery. Closed up the legs to keep that one out of the net, and the Rebels send that one up the floor. Bounce pass couldn't be gathered in there by Carter McAdam, but it is grabbed by the Crude goaltender Mortel. Mortel feeds that one ahead. Carson Shute, he's got it. Passes that one up even further. Now some pressure from Zorniak for the Rebels, trying to keep this ball out of his zone. Ethan Jolivet taking some hits here from Zorniak, the former teammates. Going at it a little bit there. 9:44 to go in the third. Up to the point. Elliott feeds Wells. Wells tried to feed that low into the center, but Scrimshaw picks that off. Minute to go in the Crude power plays. Miller Scrimshaw steps below the blue line in the Crude zone. Tried to swim his man, but gets locked up on the boards here by Belarchuk. Now some help from Pook, and it's going to be Scrimshaw who comes away with the ball. Scrimshaw dive towards the middle, trying to get away. Low shot there, and just wide, but what an effort from Scrimshaw as this ball comes across half now. Over and back called on the Rebels. So forcefully turned over to the Crude. 36 seconds to go in this Crude power play. 9:07 to go in the period. Elliott going to pick it up behind the net. Elliott, he's got it now. Goes up to the point for Wells. Wells gets it again. Back to Elliott. They'll continue to play some pass. Wells once again feeds that one to the right this time. Over to Elliott. Elliott, big shot from the outside. He scores. Liam Elliott gets his second goal of this contest, and the Crude now only trailed by single digits. 8:53 to go in the third. That goes down as the power play goal for St. Albert. As Bajema steps out of the box for the Rebels. 5-on-5 is signaled by the referee. As we'll get set at center to go to work here once again. It's the classic two in there this time. The dedicated drawman for the Rebels, Simonson, and the dedicated drawman, Wedman, for the Crude. As they get set to go now. Simonson rolled that one back. Ball's still loose here, and it looks like it's going to be the Rebels who pick it up. The man who just stepped out of the box, Davin Bajma's got it in his stick. Bajma below the blue line. Feeds that one out right now. Finds his man in Dylan Pook, who's that shot just gets blocked away, and it comes back out high as Pook continues to battle for it here, and they're going to call over and back on the Rebels. So stopped up there by Zorniak. Crude going to be able to pick it up now. Belarchuk passes that one off to Wells. Wells with 8:23 to work with in the period drops that one down to the corner there for Jolivet. Jolivet looking for an option now. Spins off. Vetch knocks him into the boards and pins him up there. Tried to strip the ball off him, and it does come loose now. Zorniak in to help. Picks up the rebound in his own zone. Zorniak looks right up the middle of the floor there and just missed his man in Johnson, but picked up quickly here. Now Lowe in all alone. He scores. They're going to wave it off, though. Reed Lowe looking for his sixth goal of the contest. Has it waved off, but I guess that for one probably doesn't hurt so much when you got 5 to boot. He's definitely not in the situation like Quinn Patterson, who I got to be honest, I'm hoping for here a little bit. Comes out to the right. Zorniak going to pick it up in his own zone for the Rebels and step across half. Zorniak got it now. Going to pull this one all the way back out. Still 22 seconds on the shot clock for the Rebels. Fake pass there to Baker. Now he'll actually hit him with it. Baker. He's got it. Feeds that one over to the left now. Finds McAdam. McAdam quickly down to the corner. Fed into the middle now. Going to let that shot go there. And a nice save by Mortel. McAdam going to pick up his own rebound. 7:11 to go now in the third. Also known as the place I'm probably going to head after this game. Back up to the point for Baker. To McAdam. To the right side now. It's the man himself, Patterson. He's got it. Patterson getting abused. Simonson lets the shot go, and that one goes wide. Actually, they're saying it caught a piece of Mortel, so going to remain Rebels ball and get a reset here in the Crude zone. Baker back over left now to McAdam. Down low there. Barrett moves it to the other side of the floor. Simonson getting some pressure, catches one up high. Now some help here from Patterson. Over to Baker. Baker up high, going to let a big shot go there, and that one ends up just wide. Rebound comes out here. Crude going to be able to recover in their own zone. Leland Harris trying to move this out with his feet, and now he's able to do it. He gets across half. Leland Harris. 6:15 to go in the third. Moves that out right. Crude moving it around, and that shot goes short side wide. Wedman recovers the rebound. 7 seconds to go on the shot clock. Wedman makes a dive towards the center. Lets that one go, and it ends up off of McGilvery and wide, picked up by the Crude, and they'll get the reset. Less than 6 minutes to go now in the third. Clock continuing to wind down here at the Moyer Recreation Center on this Saturday evening. Shot there ends up wide once again. Or sorry, right onto McGilvery. I don't know what I'm talking about. There's a nice little rainbow pass by him. Almost threaded the needle. That looked like a Pat Mahomes touchdown pass right there. Nonetheless, Zorniak gathers it in and feeds it off to Pook. Pook, he's got it. Feeds that into the middle there for Baker and just couldn't quite find his stick. Ball still loose here, and it looks like the Crude going to be able to recover in their own zone. Noah Reich, he's got it, passes that one ahead, and now stepping across half is Parker McConnell. McConnell going to leave that one there that time for Rylan Connors. Connors down low for Wells, who tried the quick stick opportunity on the other side of the net to Dawson James, but just losing his footing there was James. Ball comes out loose now in the Rebels zone. And it's the Crude who are able to pick that one up. Tyson Smith, he's got it. Gets pushed up along the boards by Teej Brown. That's two big bodies colliding there. Add Ryan McBride in there as well. He's no slouch. There's a quick shot there. The Crude score. Looked to be the AP, Hunter Gadbois, who put that one away for St. Albert. And they only trail by 8 now, chipping away at this Rebels lead once again. 4:47 to go in the third, and it might be too little too late for the Crude. Nonetheless, they haven't given up in this game, and that's character you want to see out of your team and something that should be valued for the St. Albert Crude. I've had the pleasure of watching many Crude games this season, and that is one thing you can say about them, despite a bit of a struggle of a season, is that they truly do not just give in. As Bajma tried to pass that across in a funky way. Didn't quite hit his man in Pook, but Pook battling for the loose ball now, and Bajma coming in to help him out, but it's going to be the Crude who are able to recover it and look to head across half once again, and they do. Carson Shute brought it across, tried to leave it there. Matthew Vetch causing some problems. Now he picks it up. Vetch possibly with a break here. Vetch tried to do the reverse hit action, but didn't connect as well as he thought and ended up heading to the floor. That gives the ball back to the Crude, and Parker McConnell now steps across half. 4:08 to go in the third. Ball left there for Jolivet. Jolivet fed that one over to the right now. Belarchuk towards the net there, stopped up by McGilvery. Looking for an option here is McGilvery to feed it ahead, and he finds Walsh. Walsh going to feed that ahead to his brother, the Oliver Walsh, on the floor with a lane. Lets it go. He scores. That one is one that's going to get some celebration from the Rebels bench that time around. Rylan Walsh putting it away, and the Rebels back up by 9. .343 to go in this third period. As we're here, I'm starting to think it might be more of a Dairy Queen day opposed to 7-Eleven. Milkshake could be pretty good. I'm thinking. I don't know. Play blown dead here, and it looks like we have penalty upcoming here. This one going to go to the captain, Tate Wedman, for what looked to be a cross check. So that'll send the Rebels to the power play. And it looks like we're going to need a wipe of the floor here, so that's going to delay us a little bit. But as we're waiting for that to be done, let's just kind of break down some key points of this game. So, obviously, the Rebels leading the Crude handedly. That kind of cuts the notes down quite a bit, but for what reasons here? And I got to say, the biggest thing I've noticed out of the Rebels is just the want level. The amount of balls they've recovered in the offensive zone, kept possessions going, got the reset of the shot clock, in my opinion, is the biggest factor in this contest. The quicker you are to the ball, the more likely you are to get it, and that's been the mentality for the Rebels so far. But you can't take away from their shooters. They've been able to convert at a high level today, and you can't take away from guys like Quinn Patterson, who come in here as an AP and have been able to really make a difference out on the floor, and that's a winning recipe. It's Patterson with the ball right now. Back up to the point for Baker. Back to Patterson. His pass missed Baker, and it's going to end up across half. So that's going to be over and back violation on the Rebels. And for Baker there, I think he was trying to keep the ball in the stick of Patterson with him out on the power play there. But he'll get another chance here as that ball quickly into the Rebels bench. 3:16 to go in the third. They'll come across half here once again. Patterson back out on the floor. Baker tries the loose ball trick there. Baker over to Patterson. Patterson going to let that shot go there. It gets blocked away. Comes out loose and into the stick that time of Mortel. Patterson getting some rough stuff there in the offensive zone as well. And I think I might have been a prophet. That seems to be exactly the game plan for the Rebels, is try to get the ball in the stick of number 81, Quinn Patterson, to see if he can make up for his 2 goals that have been called off so far in this contest. Patterson back up to the point for Baker. Baker back to Patterson. Had a lane, but that pass just got away from him there and ends up in the stick of Rylan Connors, who's across half now with a short-handed opportunity and stopped up by McGilvery. 2.5 to go in the period, 50 seconds in this Rebels power play. Scrimshaw has it for Fort Saskatchewan, and now he'll step across half. Scrimshaw going to head to the bench after he passes it to Baker. Baker over to Lowe. Lowe to Patterson. Patterson tried to let it go, and that gets blocked away. Rebound opportunity. He's going to choose just to pull that up and go back up to Baker. Baker, quick shot, he scores. Jackson Baker make that 2 goals in today's game for him. A lot of G's written on my paper on the Rebels side, and that's because that just so happened to be their 17th goal of this contest, once again leading the Crude by 10. So that'll nullify the power play for the Rebels, which I forgot to tell you is brought to you by Smith Insurance Services. They aren't here to sell you insurance. They are here to help you buy it. We'll get set at half once again. Wedman up against Simonson here in the draw circle. Simonson able to pull that one out high. Bajma gathers that in his stick, and the Rebels have possession as we're under 2 minutes to go now in the third. It's crunch time here from Josephsburg as Bajma gets in all alone, sends the shot, and a nice save by Mortel. Wedman picks that up out of his own crease, moves that ahead. Tyson Smith couldn't quite gather that one in, so turned over to the Rebels as it was in the Crude bench there momentarily. Minute 38 to go now in the third. Dylan Pook just slowing things down and holding on to it. For the Rebels, you'd think they're just going to try to run out shot clocks here with a lead. This game is anything but in question. As now quick shot there by Reed Lowe, is still searching for that 6th goal of the game, but nonetheless, Owen up to the point now. Fed over to the right, back over to Lowe. Lowe kind of caught up. He was kind of holding on to his man. I think his fault he got sent to the ground that time. Nonetheless, across half is Blarchuk for the Crude. Wedman, he's got it. Minute 5 to go now in the third. And on the Crude side of things, you think they might just slow this down as well. No need for anyone to get hurt. Ryan McBride talking to the Crude bench like nuts right now. .44 seconds to go in the third, and that's going to do it for the shot clock. Ryan McBride now picks it up for the Rebels. He'll go for the change. Looks like it might be Wells talking to him. I'm not totally sure. Nonetheless, Crude turn it over quickly and bring it back down into the Rebel zone. 32 seconds on the clock, 23 seconds on the shot clock. Crude just passing this one around. Blarchuk, pass that down to the corner. Over to Elliott now. My apologies. That looked to be Hunter Gadbois, actually. Vetch now able to pick that one up for the Rebels. He's going to make a cut towards the center, and Vetch gets in all alone. Pass it off, Matthew, and he wouldn't do it. He would not hit Quinn Patterson. So with 1 second on the clock, unfortunately Patterson not able to put one away. A good chance at the end there, but nonetheless, a great game out of him, and that's what you love to see out of a player coming in and joining up with the team. Nonetheless, that's going to do it here from the Moyer Recreation Center in Josephsburg. You listened live here on CROW LAX TV to a 17-7 final in favor of the home side, Fort Saskatchewan Rebels. My name's Aiden Bolsgaard. Eric Kraus did just a wonderful job running the camera and looked majestic. Well, he did it. And his wife, of course, another killer job doing your scorebook. Thank you for listening again, and we'll be back for another one here another day. Thank you.